Hey everybody. So part two. So I left off where the big man upstairs was my number one. I went to him with everything. I didn't stop talking to him for nothing about anything and everything shy of how to put up a barbed wire fence, right? Um, because a lot of things they come over time. Understanding, clarity of how to move forward, right? All those things, all the various aspects, they all come over time. Believe it or not, it's about not ever losing faith. But going back, so I can give you some instances where I knew that my family was not on my side. Okay, I have a scar on my left knee. I'm sorry, my right knee. Got it when I was about what, maybe 6, 5, 6, maybe even going on 7. I was pushed on a air conditioner cover, and back in those days, the air conditioners weren't as sophisticated and so forth. They actually came apart in pieces. It's kind of interesting. Um, Today, there's so much more elevated in technology, um, but back in those days, part of the bottom of the AC was a big plate, and it was just serrated around the whole perimeter. Like if you fell on it, you were getting cut. Um, and I was pushed, and I fell, and I gashed my knee open. It's probably about that or so. I don't know who did it, so I can't say any names. All I know is someone pushed me on that grid. Then, not long after, probably a year or so, still pretty young, I know that. Uh, this was back when we actually got snow. Um, today we don't get much snow where I'm at anymore at all. We used to get feet, and now we get inches, right? But me and my oldest brother, I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. Um, Me and my oldest brother, we were out goofing off, right, being kids, and we figure, what the hell, we'll go out and have fun and knock icicles off the house, because at that time we would get some doozies, and they were some long ones. And so I went to one end of the house, and he went to the other, and we took snowballs and we threw them up with the icicles to knock them off the house, because I lived in a 3-story Victorian that was built in 1908, I do believe. And so it was an old house, but it was built sturdy, and it was a beautiful old home. Um, so we did that for a little while, and well, I can actually say that my older brother, because it was his snowball, and he directed it pretty much right at me from what I could pinpoint down to the molecule, and an icicle came down and right on top of my head, and it went down to my skull. And so that was a big one. But luckily, it didn't cause any major damage. It didn't cause any psychological or anything like that, because they got me in and made sure that everything was all right, and it was. I can even go back even further, and I can tell you that my oldest sister, her and I got into some weird Let's just call it molestation for what it is. It's hard for me to say, but it's truth. I've never told that to anybody, but it's truth. My siblings were never really there to support, encourage, motivate, educate, right? You figure that your education would come from your older siblings because, hey, it is what it is, right? Older siblings, younger siblings, educate them, right? Dad was a savage workaholic. Mom just kind of enabled it all. So, give you an idea that will give you an idea that my immediate family, my immediate source of where I come from and who I am and how I was brought up, yeah, was not the healthiest of dynamic to be in. Then you have aunts, uncles, cousins. There was that too. So, as you can all see, and what I want to display and encourage all of you out there, excuse me, is if you're going through relational problems, believe it or not, a lot of it can be traced back to the very thing that you remember from when you were a kid. How you were taught, how you were raised. That in itself will tell you everything you need to know about relationships going forward into your adolescent years, into your college years, we'll call it that, and into your even your after adult years. That's truth. So when you have these problems, when you have this stuff, when you can identify the various situations, right? Because that's part of the key, is identifying the problems so that way you can understand how to go about dealing with them. And once you can identify how to deal with them, you can break it down even further from that. And you can self-educate. And you can help yourself move forward in whatever direction that you need to, right? Because there's various different things here that can be talked about. But the biggest ones are neglect and abuse and stuff like that. Because I even got the belt, right? When things weren't going well in the house and discipline needed to be instilled, we found the belt. Genuine leather. I think I even still have some welts. We'll go to part 3.